Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week, I just wanted to go over some more books that I found on Amazon for myself, but I realized y'all are probably going to want a piece of the action too, because I found some really good, spicy fairy tale retellings, and I found a lot, so this is likely going to be like a part 1 of 2. So just heads up if you're into the fairy tale retellings. But I found some really spicy books, so if you don't like the heat, you know, you might want to jump off, but for the rest of us who like it nice and steamy, you're going to want to stick around. I have a lot of really good books. And also all the books that I found, they're different fairy tales, so I'm not going to overlap fairy tales at all, which I thought was really fun because I found some unique ones. I'm very excited. I wanted to share. I figured you guys needed to know. So with that in mind, all the links are down in the description bar below. Everything's available on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have that, you're set. Now, with that in mind, let's just jump into it. So our first one, I'm pretty excited about. I'm not gonna lie. I never would have thought that I'd find a retelling for this, but this is based off of the Jungle Book, and this is romanticizing Shere Khan. So if you love to love the villain, this one's for you. So this is called Bound by Clare, which I'm not gonna lie, part of this, like half of it is the book cover really just drew me in. But as far as the synopsis goes, what it sounds like is we have this girl who I believe is a witch in the jungle, and for the last 10 years, Shere Khan has been hunting her. And he actually is a tiger. I don't know if he's a tiger shifter or just a tiger 24/7. That's not given away, but he's actually a tiger. He was once a man. As the legend goes, he was once a really evil man with a black heart, and he was cursed to essentially roam the jungle alone, never to be satisfied. So he's been hunting our girl for the last 10 years, and the only way that his curse can be undone is through witchcraft. So I'm imagining she is the perfect little witch that he needs. And it's going to be about them coming together, getting really spicy, falling in love, and breaking that curse, baby. That's what I think it is. The synopsis itself doesn't give a ton of way of plot, so that makes me a little nervous, but I did research the author's other books, which she is a seasoned author, and literally she has a series called The Phoenix Prophecy, and the first book of it's called Nova, and it's literally the #1 bestseller in essentially cult romance. So that's a really good sign, all right? And when I checked out the ratings on that, that literally has 4.5 stars out of 1,900 reviews. And a lot of people said her world building, her character development, and her plot was just really engrossing, really good, very well written. So I have a lot of high hopes for this. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought about Shere Khan before. I liked him and all as a villain, but I never thought about like being like, okay, maybe he's my man. I don't know. But yeah, that's Bound by Clare. It's not out yet. We do have to wait till April 30th, but it is coming out soon. But don't worry, I have enough other books on here to keep us busy till then. So yeah, Bound by Clare. All right, so for book 2, this is based off of the Little Red Riding Hood, and this is called Tasting Red, which I think we can tell from the title, this is definitely going to be a spicy book. I think it actually might be a smutty book, not entirely sure. But the synopsis, how it reads is essentially our girl, I think she's a fairy, and something has happened at her university that caused her to, a magical university by the way, but it caused her to leave. It's like she got kicked out, so she's headed back to her grandma's house looking for help. And her grandma is not there. In her place, of course, is the big bad wolf. And it looks like he's actually a wolf shifter, and she has to actually rely on him. Even though they're enemies, she needs to rely on him because something from her past, it doesn't say what, but magic, chaos, and her past is catching up to her. So she needs him to overcome all of this. So it sounds like it'd definitely be interesting. It has some plot in there, but the last sentence that's kind of in there that I think is funny that can tell you it's likely a smutty book is that she is in heat. So of course the wolf isn't going to be able to resist that. So I have a feeling that this is going to be very heavy on the spice for sure. And Holly Roberds, she is a seasoned author. She's written other books. She's an indie author, but she has written other books and there are high ratings for it. So I think this could be fun. Definitely something I want to check out. Again, this is March 23rd that it's available, so only like a couple more weeks. That's not too bad. So Tasting Red by Holly Roberds. Now moving on to number 3. Now this book is actually based off of Snow White. It's called Shattered Glass by Michaella. It looks like it's going to be really good. It sounds like it's going to be really good. As far as the synopsis goes though, there's really not much to it on Amazon. It just sounds like Snow White. It really just talks about Snow White. Literally, her name is Snow White. Her mother dies and her father remarries this super powerful sorceress who is just consumed with power. And Snow White wants revenge. That's all we're given, so it sounds very classically Snow White. But I got a lot of details out of kind of like the information that I saw within the ratings, and then also kind of the little tick marks that are actually on the page as well. So there isn't a ton of ratings on Amazon. There's only 24, but out of those, it literally still has a 4.5 star rating, and people are talking extremely highly of it. It sounds like there's a lot of really good plot. There's a lot into this book. There's a lot to kind of sink your teeth into. So I'm actually really, really excited about this one. So if we go over like our little tick marks here, we know that it's definitely a super dark romance. It's gonna have physical, emotional, and sexual child abuse themes within it. There is definitely some non-consent. There's loss of free will and also mind control and imprisonment. The main love interests, it is definitely still consensual between them. So it sounds like there's probably going to be multiple heavy, intimate scenes, some consensual and some not, I'm assuming. There's graphic torture scenes, mental health components in this. There's incest related to the villain, human sacrifice related to the villain, cannibalism related to the villain. So it's very plot heavy. I'm not gonna lie too, like I'm excited about the spice. I'm hoping it's gonna be written well, and it sounds like in the ratings that it is. So yay, thank God, I really, really, really hope it is. But I'm kind of excited about the torture scenes and the cannibalism. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping it's gonna be gory. I'm really trying to find like a gory romance, and I'm struggling. So fingers crossed on that. But just be aware that Shattered Glass by Michaella. It's definitely gonna be a dark romance, and it sounds like it's definitely gonna be heavy on the spice. So yeah. Moving on. So coming off that super dark book, now I actually have what's being considered a palate cleanser by the author, and this is more of like a rom-com. Okay, it's still fantastical, it's still a fairy tale retelling. It sounds like it's kind of a play on the witch in Hansel and Gretel, but this is called My Gingerbread Ever After by Erin Bedford. So this one sounds like a lot of fun. I feel like we're all just gonna get a good laugh out of it. It's short, it's only 178 pages, so a really easy read in between stuff. People also mentioned that this is good to get out of like a book slump because it's so comedic and spicy. But anyways, essentially what this is based off of, or not based off of, what this is about is we have a witch. Her grandmother was the witch that ate Hansel and Gretel, and she's essentially trying to like rebrand the family. So she opens this candy shop in the woods where she's able to sell magical potions to women who are trying to spite men. And because of that, there's this prince who must have done something to some chick, and the woman actually cursed him with one of her potions. So he essentially goes to this witch and is like, hey, what the heck? You need to fix this. This is a problem. What's going on? And by me saying, fix this, and pointing down, which you can't really tell, but he has a candy cane dick. So there's your comedy, baby. But yeah, this sounds like it's going to be a really good time. As far as like what's listed on Amazon, our little tick marks here, it's definitely enemies to lovers. It is a standalone. There's only one bed. There's a magic system. There's hand necklaces and a candy cane dick. So, what's up? We're going to have a good time, guys. We're going to have a good time. It has a 4.7 star rating. Granted, there's only 31 ratings, but 4.7 stars. So, I mean, come on. This sounds like it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a blast with this. So, yeah. My Gingerbread Ever After by Erin Bedford. Now this next one, I'm pretty excited about because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which is honestly my favorite thing. I love a good Beauty and the Beast retelling. But this is called The Beast by Jenika Snow. It's a little novella, so this is just a quick read, but it's 122 pages. This kind of does sound like it's more smut. I don't know how plot heavy this could be. It's a very short book, and people are really calling out the heat in the ratings. So bear that in mind. But essentially what we have, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling where the beast never turns back to a human. So if that's what you've been looking for all your life, here you go. But essentially our girl, her father, I think he's a gambler and he loses, and he essentially has to give away his daughter. And he loses the daughter to the beast. So she has to go to him and essentially do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And it sounds like we know where that's going from there. As far as the tick marks go for like kinks and tropes here, it literally mentions that it is a forced marriage, there's primal play, there's definitely a praise kink, and there's also a breeding kink. This sounds like smut. This sounds like smut. If you're looking for a quick little smutty read where you want more of a monster romance because the beast remains a beast, this one's for you. So this one's already out. The link's down below again if you want to go run over and get that. But this is The Beast by Jenika Snow. I'm hoping there's a little plot, but at the moment it doesn't really sound like there's much. It's probably going to be focused on the smut. Anyways, last book. Okay, I saved the best for last, I'm not going to lie. Number 7 here. This is essentially a Rapunzel retelling meets The Walking Dead. So I'm very excited about this one. I'm hoping it's gory. I'm hoping it's creepy. I'm very excited. But essentially, this is called Beauty So Golden by Lilith Vincent. And this is, like I mentioned, it's a Rapunzel retelling where we're essentially set up in like a post-apocalyptic world where this plague has gotten out that's turned everybody into zombies. So our girl tries to get to this tower. This is where like there's this refuge, right? She gets in, she meets these guys. There's multiple guys, by the way. It sounds like they're brothers. And it's about them kind of coming together and kind of fighting off this plague. And it sounds like a war that is about to ensue. So it sounds like there's some actually really cool plot into this. It's not a very long book. This is 223 pages, so very quick, easy read. This is also part of a series, but it sounds like they're all standalone series that have to do with fairy tale retelling. So if you're into this one, check out the other ones too. But it sounds like it's kind of like a why choose or a reverse harem sort of moment. It has breeding kink. It's definitely a dark romance, I'd imagine. I mean, we're talking zombies and stuff here. And there's definitely going to be group scenes in it. So multiple lovers in the same scene. All right, I'm excited about the zombie side of stuff. We're hoping there's going to be some blood and some gore in there. The rest of it also sounds really, really good. It has very high ratings, by the way. It has 4.3 stars out of 209 ratings, which I think is really good. There's a good chance for this to be quite nice. This is Beauty So Golden by Lilith Vincent. All right, that's it. Those are my 7 fairy tale retellings for you right now. Like I mentioned though before, I do have more on my list, including ones for like Jack and the Beanstalk, Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, Little Mermaid, The Nutcracker, more for Beauty and the Beast, more for Snow White, all of that, more for Rapunzel. So yeah, I have quite a list going and I have such high hopes, but hopefully one of these 7 books really called out to you. Like I mentioned, 5 of them are already available. You can go check them out on KU. Again, the links are down below if you want to go check them out. But I'm ready to read all of these, and I have KU, so I probably will at some point. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Maybe thinking about subscribing, I don't know, but I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you later. Bye.